first season of The Mandalorian, all puns intended, was a new hope for Star Wars. It premiered a couple years after the divisive The Last Jedi, which divided the Star Wars fandom, and a month before The Rise of Skywalker, which, to be honest, I don't think there's enough words in the dictionary for me to describe that film. In that first season, we were introduced to the likes of Mando, Cara Dune, Moff Gideon, and not to mention the sensation that caught the world by storm, Baby Yoda. I was a bit pessimistic before the premiere of The Mandalorian. Now, do you honestly blame me at the state that Star Wars was at that time? And to my surprise, the first season was pretty good. It left me with a lot of optimism and hope. It also left me yearning for more, with a lot of room for improvement, in my opinion. Now, fast forward, we are here to season 2, and they did just that. And oh my sweet baby Jesus, or should I say Baby Yoda, because wow, not only did they improve from what they did from season 1, they knocked it out the park. This season was absolutely fantastic. Blew all my expectations out the window. Every last one of them. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'll start off with the good, and to be honest, there is so much of that in this season. At the start of season 2, you get caught up with Baby Yoda and Mando from the explosive season finale of the first season. And that is where you meet Timothy Olyphant's character, absolutely dripped from head to toe in Boba Fett's armor. That's right, you heard me, Boba Fett's armor. And they waste absolutely no time. Episode 1, they're teasing you with his possible involvement in the series. And that's where I think they improved so much at from season 1, the Star Wars lore. The world building here was just absolutely fantastic. I mean, mind-boggling good. Okay, before I continue, let me emphasize, this is a spoiler review. We are getting into spoiler material. You've been warned. Continuing with the Star Wars lore, it was not just Boba Fett we was introduced to this season. Ahsoka was introduced this season. Bo-Katan was introduced this season. Speaking of her, Moff Gideon had the dark saber. Yes, they expounded on the dark saber. And if you know about the dark saber, you know how much it means to the Mandalorian. Oh my god, this season, it wasn't just lore or just a fan service just for the hell of it, like other Star Wars material has done in the past. It all had a purpose and a meaning and a place. It was all to move the story forward. Not to mention, they also name drop Emperor Thrawn. I swear, I screamed like a little girl when I heard that. I couldn't control myself. That's how I felt watching this whole season. Plus, I can't forget, I have to mention it, the little green guy, he's no longer Baby Yoda anymore. He's Grogu. It's gonna have to grow on me. From time to time, I'm still calling him Baby Yoda. Well, majority of the time. And that's what I mean, like meaningful information. There's just something amazing about seeing a lightsaber light up, man. It feels so good to see a lightsaber in Star Wars again. And I mean, she was putting work from the opening shot in that episode. Fantastic. And with all that action going on, they still took the time to give Grogu a backstory, aka Baby Yoda. So you find out that he actually has a small amount of training, and he was in the Jedi Temple when all that went down, aka the massacre. That is insane. I was not expecting to get any type of information, yet alone that huge amount of information we got. Just like that, Baby Yoda, Grogu, served a purpose. He wasn't just there just to look cute and adorable like he did in season 1. There was a meaning behind it. And later on in that same episode, Ahsoka turns down training Grogu because he was so attached to Mando, and she warned him that it would not end well because of the attachment. With all of my excitement with this season, I completely skipped how he even knew or found Ahsoka to begin with, and that's because of Bo-Katan. Continuing his search for more Mandalorians, he is brought to a planet where he actually runs into her, or should I say, saved by Bo-Katan. She later on enlists him in a mission, and upon completion of the mission, she will direct him to a Jedi, which will help with the child, which we all know now is Grogu, and that's where he meets Ahsoka Tano. And like I said a little earlier, Ahsoka declines training the little one because of his attachment to Mando, and that's when he's instructed to go on another planet once again, bring the little one on the Jedi Stone, Jedi Rock, it's one of the two, where he uses the Force, and by him using the Force, another Jedi somewhere out there, we're not sure who at that point, will most likely feel him using the Force and will come and help. And that leads to one of the best episodes of this whole series, not just this season, but this whole series, and that is titled The Tragedy. Here you finally see Boba Fett in all his glory. And let me be frank with everybody listening. I understand Boba has this great following and everybody loves him, but me personally, I never understood it, because he, in the original Star Wars series, he didn't do much to me. We thought he got ate by a sandworm, and I didn't care for his character. But this episode, they made him look so badass and amazing. Oh my god, this is the best he's looked in any of the Star Wars series, any Star Wars material that I've personally seen. This episode is called A Tragedy because upon Grogu using the Force on Jedi Stone, he was taken by Moff Gideon using the Dark Troopers, which sets off a chain of events of Mando trying to get Grogu back. And here we are. We're at the part that I'm sure everybody and their mother was waiting for me to get to. Episode 16, the season finale, titled The Rescue. And this is what I mean when I say living up to expectations. You know what? Scratch that. Exceeding expectations. I said The Tragedy was one of the best episodes of this whole series. Well, this is the best episode of the whole series. Wow. OMG. Oh my god. WTF. Like, where do I start? Luke Skywalker. There's no point of me saving it. Like, Luke Skywalker. And I'm shocked. They actually did it. They actually brought Luke into the Mandalorian. I thought there was no chance of that happening. Because when they were teasing the Jedi, I'm like, they're bringing all of these people from Clone Wars and this and that. I'm like, okay, it's most likely going to be Ezra. That's the Jedi that's going to show up. But boy, was I wrong. Luke mother effing Skywalker showed up. And did he show up? Oh my god. Whew. Alright, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me calm down a little bit. Let me rewind and actually talk about the episode The Rescue. Okay? My apologies. Come on. Luke Skywalker. Okay, so the episode starts off with a high-speed chase. Obviously in the sky, Star Wars. And so they're trying to steal a ship. And them being Boba Fett, Mando, and Cara Dune. Yes, I forgot to mention that Boba and Mando are actually kind of cool now. He feels like he owes him, so he's helping them out. And so they steal the ship. They get that done, and they meet up with Bo-Katan, party of two. Her and I forgot her name, the other one that she's with. So they don't get along right off the bat. You feel the tension. You don't only feel the tension, you see the tension between Boga and the other one. I keep forgetting her name. But yeah, so they have a little scuffle. So now Mando asks Boga for her help. They come up with this elaborate plan on how to get into Gideon's ship. And it actually works as easy as 1, 2, 3. And so now they're on the ship and they're in search for Gideon, Grogu, and the Darksaber. Now this is when all hell breaks loose. Moff Gideon releases the Dark troopers. Mando's able to lock all but one of the dark troopers away in one of the chambers. He barely beats one of the dark troopers, and when I mean barely, and he thinks he's able to send the rest of the dark troopers into deep space. Mind you, I said he thinks. Now he's back on the search for Grogu. He actually finds Grogu, which is being held by Moff Gideon. They get into a little fight, which Mando actually handles Moff Gideon with ease. Now he meets up with the rest of them with the dark saber in hand, and he actually tries to hand it over to Bo-Katan. This is where you learn lore about the dark saber. Moff Gideon, crooked smile and all, lets Mando know that she is unable to actually own the dark saber now because she didn't beat him one-on-one, and it's only the person that beats the previous owner of the dark saber could wield the power of the dark saber. So in order for Bo-Katan to own it now, she would have to defeat him in combat. Twisted but lovely. Remember how I said Mando thought he got rid of the dark troopers in deep space? Nope, negative. They're back. With all hope lost, dark troopers are at the door getting ready to bust in at any minute now and laying complete waste to everybody there. We see one lone X-Wing fighter. One lone X-Wing fighter. And they're like, who's that? What is one X-Wing fighter going to do? Woo! And that's where it begins. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had no clue it was Luke. Even when we first see the Jedi, I'm like, okay, still could be Ezra. And then you see the green lightsaber and the one glove. Oh my God! And that's when the complete domination. One of the best, I tell you. One of the best action sequences in all of Star Wars history. This is the respect Luke Skywalker deserved. I'm not sure if this is the last time we're going to see him in Star Wars or in The Mandalorian, but how he went out in The Last Jedi, this is what I wanted to see from him, and we finally got it. They put some respect on Luke's name, and he was wrecking shop. You know that dark trooper that Mando was struggling? That one little dark trooper? Luke went out and destroyed every last one of them using the Force, using the saber. He crunched one of them up. Oh my God, that sequence was so fantastic. And meanwhile, everybody's confused. They're like, what's going on? What's going on? And then you see Grogu. He felt the Force. As soon as he got in there, he goes on the monitor, he touches the screen while Luke is laying waste to these dark troopers. I've told you there was a lot I had to say about the things I love about this season. Now, as far as negatives go, I wouldn't say there was much for this season, but there were a few. For starters, the beginning of the season was a bit redundant. It was send Mando to this planet, help out with a mission, send him to another planet, help out with a mission, send him to somewhere else where he could get the answers he needs, help out with that mission. So it kept going on and on and on. So it got redundant a little bit. And also, I'll say Grogu didn't really serve a purpose until episode 5 where Ahsoka came in. Before that, he was just there to look cute and adorable, and they even gave him like baby noises to do and stuff like that. So I've heard some people had some issues with the CGI of Luke. Me, not personally, because we got to see Luke Skywalker in screen again. Now, the one real gripe I had, or negative I had with this season, was Moff Gideon. They spent some time towards the later half of the first season trying to show you how much of a bad guy he was. Even this season they did that too. They built up to it, and then when you finally got here, it didn't pay off in my opinion, because Mando actually took care of him pretty well. He didn't really do much for me this season, and who knows if we'll see him later down in the show. I don't see a purpose anymore. But yeah, it was just all hype, and they didn't back it up. So I was a little disappointed with his character. Now we're at the fun part, the rating. What do I rate season 2 of The Mandalorian? Well, and season 2 of The Mandalorian earns a, drum roll please, a 9.4 and an A- grade. Well, there you have it. Season 2 review of The Mandalorian. And first and foremost, let's just bask in the glory of being a Star Wars fan right now. It's been a while since Star Wars has been this good and firing on all cylinders. The world is expanding. Yes, in Disney Plus, not as much movie-wise, but if this is the material that Disney Plus is going to be pushing, keep it coming. It feels so good to be a Star Wars fan right now. Dave Filoni, I know you came from animation with Clone Wars, but please keep it up. I know you're following Jon Favreau's lead. He's running this show. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Now last, make sure you subscribe, you like, you share, and comment. Don't forget to turn on the notification, that little bell, turn it on so you can know whenever I post a video. Thank you again for whoever decided to watch. Until next time, and may the force be with you.